So Easter, my wife had to work. She works at a hospital. I have one employee, and he and his wife invited us to have Easter dinner at their house after my wife gets off work at 5. And I thought that would be okay. I don't normally do that. I don't do holidays at other people's houses. Um, my employee's name is Pete. Pete, he's been acting strange the last couple weeks. He's kind of ragging on me. I have a lot of responsibility with the company, and he's one of these finicky eaters. And we go to a restaurant, I'll wolf down my food, get back to the job um, because I got a lot to do. He takes his time. He started making fun of me. This was going on for a couple of weeks. At any rate, I kind of let it go past. It's Pete's kind of strange. And we show up at his house about 5 o'clock, Easter dinner. We're doing, the traditional thing. Um, and then we sit down at dinner. It's myself, my wife, his kids, and a couple friends. And about halfway into the dinner, Pete just starts ragging on me. And it really, really took me by surprise. Um, I found it disrespectful. I found it humiliating. And then finally, he had said something that implied that I had met another woman for lunch um, one day while we were on the job, and I triggered. And I picked up the butter knife that was on the table, and I literally started across the table at him until I looked at his wife, and she had fear in her eyes, and it stopped me just long enough for me to just walk out. Um, and I did, followed by my wife. Um, it was probably the worst situation I've ever been in. Um, I wanted so bad to hurt this guy, and my anger was at a 10. I mean, it just went instantly. And by looking at his wife and seeing her fear, I was able to just stop long enough to gather my thoughts, because that's not what I wanted to do, not in front of his kids. Um, Took me 3 days to get over it. I mean, all I could think about is how he humiliated me and how he did it on purpose. It wasn't a joke to me. I don't know if he was joking or not. But it wasn't a joke. If nothing else, I pay his salary. I take money out of my pocket so he can live. Um,
So Bob, you say you hit a 10. You hit a 10 because you picked up the butter knife and started going for him?
I didn't actually. I kind of fainted. The butter knife was there and it was in my hand, and I didn't make a real. I would have had to crawl across the table, but I leaned forward, and then I saw his wife react, and that was just enough to make me think. Um, he disrespected me. He disrespected my wife. I believe he intentionally tried to come between me and my wife. Um, Before anger management, I don't know what I would have done. It took that second for me to think that it's not something I wanted to do. I don't want him to be able to control my life. Um, but he was very, very fortunate, and so was I, that I was able to just get up and walk out.